Okay, once again, hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro. I just want to do a little bit about the grip and the grip pressure. Now, I know you can read many books and learn about the grip. It's not as difficult as it's often put out to be. The biggest problem I used to have with my grip is that at the very top of my golf swing, I could just feel my hand coming off of my golf club. So I just got to thinking and just wondering, why did that happen? Couldn't feel the V staying close together. So I just did something, just tried something simple. I looked at the structure of the hand without the skin, the anatomy of the hand. And then I realized that this joint right here, not this joint, which we use so much in golf and so much as in pitching, but this joint right here in itself, don't seem to use that. We use it, but think about it. But what happens is that once we put our hands on the golf club and we squeeze this joint and that together, and this joint and that together, that gives us a nice, comfortable connection as far as pressures that we need to build a nice housing for our hands to stay inside real comfortable on the grip. Now, that changed and gave me a lot of security at the top of the golf. I know Byron Nelson said he liked to feel the thumb a little bit off to the side. Well, I understand that. But what I'm feeling is that to hold this little muscle area here, I think it's called the thenar, to hold it together, I'm using the lower knuckle and I'm squeezing them together. And if you notice that these knuckles here and this knuckle, they all match up. So when we're trying to look at these knuckles, for some reason, what we're doing when we look across our hand, we're looking at these knuckles and this knuckle. I've done it. And maybe in the same, we're doing the same thing when we're looking at this hand and that knuckle, where in essence, this knuckle and these knuckles line up together. And I think if you get the hands in balance, that's what allows you to swing the club a lot better. Very simple and very easy to get them mixed up, where this knuckle here matches up with the knuckles bending there. Just something, that's just a little different of what I've heard about the grip. And what I've learned allows me to get set at the top really well, and that club feels real secure, and I feel like I can just easily bring it down time after time. And it gives me control of the club. Now, one thing I will note, and maybe why that works so well, in my studies, I've learned that the thumb area in itself is 50% of the strength of your hand. I mean, if that's 50% of the strength of your hand, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of strength. That's a lot of stability. So at 50% of the strength in your hand, I'm doing my best to make sure that I can use that instead of not using it. Because it's often to say keep these hands or these thumbs and whatso out of the swing. But I think if you learn how to use them properly, they become valuable assets to your grip as well as your golf swing. Once again, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shadetree Pro, and always good golf.